Hey everybody, and welcome to the Kryptonite Show. Hope you guys are doing okay. Okay, let's get into it. It's going to be fun, man. This is going to be epic. We're going to cover all of crypto pretty much, so it's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to get to the stock market at the beginning and look at the economic news because we've got quite a heavy economic news this week. Obviously, we've got Liberation Day coming upon us within the next 24 hours. It's going to be pretty epic too. And of course, we also got some big news about Sun Mini Meal out from Europe, and of course, onto Pulsechain, and it's going global as well. That is mega news, and we're going to talk about that. We've also got, obviously, we're going to do a big update for Emmett Farm and see how that's tracking. And that's our profile project at the moment is Emmett Farms, recently launched on Pulsechain. We're going to get the TitanX and have a look at how that's starting to move. Also, we're going to look at X1 chain that's coming up. That could be a huge opportunity for all of you out there. The first fork of Solana and full of all the latest crypto tech and tokenomics. So that could be pretty massive. Looks like it is getting closer and closer and closer. So that could be pretty huge. Now, big shout out to everybody over on Rumble. We've got a great bunch of people over there. Really do enjoy it. And it's great to be on the live panel there as well on the crypto. So if you want to check us out there. Now, definitely don't forget to smash the follow, hit the like button, hit the bell. This is pretty exciting. So get into it and get into the chat as well. That's all I can say. And big shout out to everybody over on YouTube. Also, DGN Hex in the house there in first. You were certainly in first, that's for sure. We got Diamond Hand, a Degenerate. Hey, good to see you also. I love that and looking good there. So let's get into it. Let's not waste any time. Let's get into some of the news overnight and check that out. So let's go for gold. So we have the stock market. The S&P 500 closes higher. Isn't that interesting? As tech glows ahead of Trump. Now, I did say we're probably going to get a counterintuitive move outside of Liberation Day and potentially get our big crypto rally. So that's what we're kind of looking forward there. We know that there's lots of money coming into crypto in the second quarter, so that could be pretty exciting. Now, the Dow Jones there is just down a very small amount, 11 points there to 41,989. That's the 30 top industrials in there, right? And then we've got the S&P 500. That's up 0.4%, so that's green, up 21 points to 5,633. And the NASDAQ with all the tech companies in it, like NVIDIA and Tesla, that is up almost 0.9%, 150 points to 17,449. So who would have thought, that just before the eve of Liberation Day, and there we are, you're getting some pretty green moves there from the tech sector. Now, what we've got coming up is that Trump's reciprocal tariffs are to be imposed immediately. President Donald Trump is set to impose reciprocal tariffs on a broad range of trading partners on April the 2nd. That will go into effect immediately on April the 2nd. White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt said on Tuesday. Revoking diminished expectations against China allows small packages under 100 to come in duty-free. And, of course, my understanding is that the tariff announcement will come tomorrow. They will be effective immediately, and that's from Leavitt. And, of course, Trump is considering a range of measures that could include a blanket tariff as high as 20%, a tiered tariff measure, or a customized country-by-country basis. And I think we'll probably see a lot more of that country-by-country basis. But the key sector tariffs definitely, obviously, we've already got, aluminium and steel and things. They're pretty critical for America for the golden age, right? You got to build your new shipping yards, new ships. You got to build your buildings, your bridges, everything else. So that is, you need to have your aluminium, your steel, copper, and other things inside the country. And of course, he's also moving to go for minerals and rare earths and things like that. So you can see it all starting to take shape here. Trump is considering a range of measures that could include a blanket. So we talked about that. Trump is expected to announce the details of the administration's reciprocal tariffs at 3 p.m. Eastern time. And this is the initiative referred to as Liberation Day, which I think is such a great name for this event. That's for sure. And this is going to be, honestly, he's such a marketer. It's pretty good. We will be followed by 25% tariff on auto imports starting April 3rd. Now, as I said, since the mid-70s, until now, America lost a big chunk of its middle class with manufacturing, 7 million jobs lost, right? So it's very important. I think there's about 13, 14 million manufacturing jobs at the moment. It used to be about 20 million. And of course, getting manufacturing back is very important. It rebuilds the middle class, and it makes Americans better off. So this, you can also see part of the strategy. Not only is it good for workers, but it's also good for the golden age of America. In other words, being wealthier and having a better society. These measures are expected to significantly impact global trade dynamics and have raised concerns about the potential to contribute to recessionary risks. Obviously, Morgan Stanley has a recession at around about 35%. But of course, that could invoke, the Federal Reserve to lower interest rates faster, more, and of course, also potentially print a lot of money, right? So, it's maybe a win-win situation here, especially for crypto, right? We want lots of money to go into risk-on assets, and if interest rates are lower, then risk-on assets are the place to go, right? Goldman Sachs has increased the probability of a US recession to 35%, up from a previous estimate of 20%, citing the anticipated rise in average tariff rates to 15%. Now, actually, a lot of these tariffs probably won't do anything, particularly around those sector ones with steel and aluminum, because of all the dumping and exchange rate manipulations and things like that. And so I think we saw last time in Trump's presidency, they had very little effect. So I think we're going to be fine for some of those major items. Job openings dips, manufacturing activity slips, and fueling further economic concerns. So signs of cooling in the labour market add to concerns about the economy ahead of the all-important non-farms payroll report on Friday. So that's why I said we've got a lot of economic news this week, in addition to the tariff liberation day. The JOLT report there, also that's job openings and labour turnover, dipped to 7.56 million. In February, down from an upwardly revised prior level of 7.76 million and just below the consensus of 7.69 million. Jobs openings are down 877,000 over the year. Data from the Labour Department's Bureau of Labour Statistics showed that. And on the manufacturing front, the ISM manufacturing index fell into contractionary in March, declining 1.3 points to 49, a 4-month low. So obviously Trump's going to reverse manufacturing, not only with the manufacturing index, but also bring in a ton of new jobs. We're talking about automobiles, we're talking about AI manufacturing, we're talking about semiconductor manufacturing, and more and more and more, right? So it's going to be really high tech and mass production. So it's going to be pretty cool. And Tesla starts April on the front foot. Tesla up 3% after it's been, smashed by all these, some sort of Democrat rig to attack Teslas. Led the broader move in tech higher just a day ahead of its Q1 update on deliveries. So it's going to be interesting to see that. All right, so that is pretty much where that is at. Let's get into the commodities, and then we're going to jump into crypto. It's always good to keep up with, what's happening in the stock market and, of course, the economic news, because it affects crypto, right? Well, let's go to commodities. We've got West Texas at the moment is at $71.22. Brent oil is at $74.49 a barrel. They're both just up 0.1% or so. Gold is sitting at $3,145. What a great run gold's had, right? Let's have a look at that on the chart. Let's have a look over the last year, and look at that. Beautiful all-time highs, man. Crazy stuff. And we're here, witnessing history with gold over 3,000. And we know what Goldman Sachs, I think, has got a target of 3,500 for the year. If you're holding gold, you're holding silver, you are lucky. You are lucky, because it's going to be a good one. And of course, we've been talking about that. Silver at the moment is $34.36, and that is doing terrific as well. And over the last year, we're almost back at a double top here. You can see the first top back in October. And we look at the 5-year. So we've got the 5-year there. Yeah, we're right up near the top there. And Max was way back here in 2011. So, but hey, look, silver's at 34. We know Rich Dad Poor Dad is looking at $75 to $125, and that looks like we'll probably have a runaway in silver at some stage. Let's see how we get on, especially if the US dollar ever pivoted, depreciated, that is. So we'll see what happens with the US dollar. We've certainly seen it go strong and then weak again. But I think as the US really goes into the golden age, I find it hard that it will not appreciate versus trading partners, especially after things like Liberation Day. So it's going to be pretty amazing to see that. So that's our economic news, and we've got more coming up, right? So let's quickly look at that just before we move on. I think we've got the news calendar here, economic calendar. So let's pull up this quickly, see what we've got for the rest of the week. So this week, let's have a look here. And I don't know if we've got the filters on for that, but we're going to pull that off. And I've got everything on here. I'm going to have to customize this. I'll customize this, and we can pull this up, tomorrow, something like that. All right, so we got crypto, so let's go to that. And before we go into crypto, let's welcome a few people, and let's scale things up a little bit as well. Let's see. Let's go to the comments, and we've got Brennan in the house. Hey, Brennan, good to see you. Brennan's our TA guru in our Discord. Now, if you haven't joined our Discord, the links are in the video description. I do highly encourage you to join up. We've got a really good community in there, about 1,100 so far, and you can become one of those awesome people in there. We got all the information you could possibly want. We were the only, I think, Discord or Telegram with a crypto helpline. So you can get in there as well. That's pretty awesome. We also obviously got a society chat as well, where we talk about anything basically, politics, sport, anything else you want to talk about. You can post all sorts of things. They're really pretty wonderful. So if you want to join up to that, we have chats every day. There's people in there chatting all the time. And of course, mad gains all around, all that sort of stuff. And the links in the video description. Only $12.50 a month. Pretty awesome value. And if you want to get into our strategy club, which is kind of the next level, we have a lot of intel going in there. That's $35 a month. Also great value. And I just posted a monthly update in there yesterday, so you can check that out also. And get on it. And we've also got a crypto course that's been a soft launch so far over the last week. That's in there as well, so you can check that out. Only $74.99 for 15 video series, and you'll become very knowledgeable about crypto after you finish watching that. So really good for intermediate beginners, intermediate, I'd say. All right, so we got David in the house. Good to see you, David. Evening, and big shout out to you. And of course, Wookie in the house. Okay, who knew that Wookie is here? Good to see you, Wookie. Big shout out to you. Now, if you haven't joined also our Gem Hunters, we have launched that 2 days ago. Well, actually, yesterday was the public launch, but we had a private launch the day before, and you can join up to that today. So Gem Hunters is going to be finding real good gems in crypto, mainly focused on Pulsechain, but we'll be doing multi-chain opportunities as well. But definitely join up to that. It's on Telegram, and we just hit 100 members in there. Fantastic. So big shout out to Envy. He's a co-founder of that along with Wookie. And man, what a great job they've done. Over 100 in that first day, pretty much. So fantastic results there. So join up today. We're going to make this a very big group, and we're going to try and match up project teams and crypto enthusiasts together. And so also influencers potentially as well. So there's going to be a lot of opportunity there. We'll probably end up with a lot of benefits in that chat as well. So definitely join up today, and you can get once you get in there, you can get your own link. You just say /link, and then you can start bringing on other members. And we're going to make that really a preeminent group on Pulsechain. So definitely get in there. That's going to be pretty exciting. All right, let's go and check out Bitcoin. And Bitcoin at the moment, $85,131. Who knew? Who knew? We've been talking about. We talked about. All right, so up 3%, and the Bitcoin dominance really strong, 60.42%. Now, what's significant about the dominance? Why we keep talking about that every day? Well, because in the last bull market in 21, the Bitcoin dominance got up to about 70%, and then we had altcoin season, right? And that's when you get a leverage mad gains on altcoins. And so, how high are we going to get? I will be very surprised if we ever get to 70%. But man, Bitcoin is pretty dominant these days. And why? Because we've got a strategic Bitcoin reserve. We've got an altcoin stockpile from the President Trump in the US. That's led the way. We've got all the US states basically rushing to get bills through so they can invest in the Bitcoin. We've got obviously all the other sovereign states around the world taking the lead and going, oh, heck, I've got to get into the Bitcoin. If America's in it now, I've got to get in it too. We also got a budget neutral approach from the United States to potentially increase their share of Bitcoin. And we have other bills going through as well. So it's game on. It's game on. And what did we have last year? The 10th of January last year, what did we have? The Bitcoin ETF. And then following that, a few months later, we had the Ethereum ETFs. So we've got the institutions have a way of onboarding onto crypto. It's a big deal. It's a big deal. Every possible vehicle is pretty much on crypto now, and the money is just about to flow. It's just about to flow. So that's what I say. We're expecting big things. So minimum range of 150 to 250 this year, with an upside of 400. That's kind of the prediction this year. Next year, of course, that 400 definitely comes into view. We're expecting a extended bull market, and of course, with Trump and the golden age, we're going to have a short-term pain for medium to long-term gain, and I think it's going to be pretty spectacular with that. So Trump's economists that he's got around him are awesome. They're fantastic. They're both supply and demand side, and they've got tons of experience, and they really have got their heads on. So looking forward to what they're going to achieve over there. Now, if you haven't checked out my Trump's Master Plan video, check that out. That's on Rumble and on YouTube. That is awesome. That will give you a lot of clues into what's going on. And it's pretty epic. You're going to see a lot of cool stuff in there. I've summarized it very nicely there. So check that out. Now, Ethereum at the moment, $908. We got ETH at up 4.2%. That's a nice little bounce back. It does make me feel sad to see Ethereum under 2K. It does make me feel, because we had over 3 and 4K. So, it's just the way it goes. Now, it still hasn't taken out its 2021 high. but it'll get there. It's around about 4,900, so it'll get there, I'm sure. We got XRP there at $2.13, up 1.9%. BNB up 0.5% at $610. Solana up 0.6%, $126. So we've got some nice movements there. And ADA up 2.3% at 68 cents. Now, the one thing I want to point out is that Tron is down 1% today at the moment. I'm not a big Tron enthusiast. I used to spend a lot of time on Tron doing a lot of those fun dApps. Game dApps are on there, farming with cows and all sorts of crazy stuff. I mean, that's what you do in crypto, right? You do a bit of that. And we got Pulsechain there up 5.5% at $2.40. That is doing pretty well today. So Pulsechain there doing really well as also. So not bad. Now I'm going to talk about some more cryptos and details. Let's look at the rankings. We've got total crypto market cap at the moment at $2.84 trillion, up 1%. Now, you remember that number, 2.84. You watch where this number goes in the years ahead, like this year, next year, the year after. This is going to do some pretty crazy numbers. And of course, if it gets up to gold, and you're talking about, I think gold must be about 20, 23, 24 trillion at the moment. Man, we just converged to that. That's a 10x. That's a 10x from here. So that's pretty crazy. That puts Bitcoin at 850K if we converge onto gold. So it's going to be pretty epic stuff, I think you guys are going to say. Now, if you're over on Rumble, get into the chat and talk about stuff that you like in crypto. I really encourage you to get engaged over on Rumble. You guys are just an awesome crowd, and I really do appreciate you guys. And we've only been on Rumble for about 2 weeks or so, so just definitely get in there. Smash the follow button right now and hit the like button. Easy to do. And, of course, we're covering crypto every single day, so get on that one. All right, so let's jump into the rankings. We've got Bitcoin at number 1, Ethereum at number 2, XRP at number 4. We've got BNB at number 5, Solana at number 6, and Dogecoin at number 8, Cardano at number 9, and Tron at number 10. Pretty crazy stuff, right? Pretty crazy stuff. Now, we're going to roll down here and have a look at Pi Network. Obviously, Pi Network is pretty massive. About 60 million people have downloaded the phone over the last 6 years, since 2019. And it's currently been trading down every single day. It's now down 70 cents here. Now, the market cap's a little bit shaky because it's got a lot of lot coins in it. But at the moment, they are still building stuff out. And, of course, this is a very centralized, not really what I call true crypto. True crypto is DeFi crypto, but this is, it's got a big market, so you can't ignore that, and they're developing a lot of that stuff. It's heavily KYC, which we don't generally like, right? Now, let's have a look at what's performing over the last 24 hours in the top 100. Looks like Bonk is leading the way, up 11%, EOS up 11.5%, and Render at number 4 is at 8.4%, Pippi up 7%, and Kronos there, which has been doing pretty well lately, up 5.6% as well. Best performance over the week in the last 100 is EOS up 19.7%. Chain there for Telegram is up 12.8%. Maker is up 9.7%. Now, if you guys have been on Pulsechain, you know that Maker has become a big drama over there. We've got some big influencers also pumping it, and yet it's got lots of problems, right? Lots of problems. It's got problems with the Oracle. It's got problems with the historical price. It's got problems with the ratio, internal prices. It's got problems with who controls Maker. It's got problems with exploiters. It's just full of problems. And, of course, everyone's waiting for the flop auctions, and they just keep getting pushed out. So we're going to see what happens there. It's going to be a crazy ride. In crypto, because you have a liquidity pools, these things can just keep going on and on and on. And at the moment, we've seen, of course, the price of PDI over on Pulsechain start rallying it back again, which we're going to look at maybe a bit later. So pretty crazy there. Number 4 is Tron, up at 3.7 for the week, and Kronos up 2.8. So those are kind of your leaders there, performing pretty well. All right, let's jump over to the Bitcoin chart and see where we are at the moment. So as you guys can see, we've already got Liberation Day in here, and I had my little green chart here that we're probably going to have some uptrend, just counterintuitive as well. Now, we're not back over the 200-day. So the 200-day moving average is this orange line, and the 50-day is the yellow line, right? So the 200-day at the moment is sitting at 85,454. The 50-day is sitting at 87,843. Now, as you guys know, we don't want a death cross, right? We don't want the yellow line, the short term, going below the long term there, because that's a negative downward trend, right? We don't want that. So we're looking for a bounce here as well. We already had one before, right? So we already had one back here in September, and we avoided a death cross. We're still in the golden cross, right? So golden cross is good for uptrend. And we still haven't had altcoin season. We're still expecting the big run. And at the moment, of course, we've just had that special event, what we'd call the Trump tariff and repositioning to make America great again. And so we've got a little bit of pain before that medium long-term gain. And that's kind of where we are at the moment. Now, at the moment, of course, we are just about, we're not quite above the 200-day, which we're just below it at the moment. But hey, look, we might very well get there. Let's see how the day closes. The day closes for me in about 40 minutes. So we'll see how that goes. And we can avoid the crossover and keep going up. And the next one, of course, we keep going up from here. Look, last time when we bounced from there, we had a huge rally. And so we could very well get that big rally we're expecting as well out of this also. So also, if it turns out that the Liberation Day stuff is a lot better than the market expects, especially for tech companies, then, up and away, right? So kind of cool. Now, we know that Trump has already got about $3.5 trillion already of investment. And he let it leak the other day that he had up to $5 trillion at the moment on the board. So he's going to be doing more announcements in a couple of weeks around that investment as well. $5 trillion. That's just absolutely incredible. Remember, the US economy is around 27.8 trillion. US debt is at 37 trillion. So that's a huge amount, right? US federal income is about 5 trillion. The deficit is 2 trillion. Interest payments are 1 trillion. I mean, we're talking about some big numbers. And so, if you got 5 trillion investment inside like 2 months, that's amazing. That's amazing results. So people, he is really delivering. It is incredible. It's unheard of, that sort of stuff. Imagine what he's going to achieve over 4 years. My goodness. America is going to definitely look like everything's gold-plated, just about. Gold-plated toilets, gold-plated, I don't know, opera house. Everything's going to be pretty gold-plated there. Now, we got a couple more comments in the chat there, so let's get to that. We got Excavator in the house there. Hey, good to see Excavator. We got Craig Pitt as well. Morning all. Good to see you, Craig. We got Brian in the house. What's up, folks? Good to see you, Brian. And we've got Toxic Hedgehog in the house there. Woohoo! Get excited for sure. Liberation Day is upon us. And Brennan says Kramer is bearish, I'm bullish. Yeah. So whatever Kramer's thinking, you do the opposite, right? You do the opposite of that. Wookie says hiding from you. Yeah, you guys hiding from each other. Gold-plated Bitcoin. I like that. Gold-plated Bitcoin. I like that, Brian. All right, so that's kind of where we are at the moment. So let's see what happens. So far, so good. And essentially, today we bounced from 82,400 to 85,500. So that's almost a $3,000 jump today. Don't you love it? 3,000. Beautiful. Beautiful. All right, so let's jump over to Pulsechain, shall we? So we're going to get into Pulsechain. Let's change view a little bit for Pulsechain. And let's get into that. So Pulsechain results. Obviously, Pulsechain rallied the last 2 days and it's taking a bit of a breather now. Now, we had a look at the TA yesterday of the Pulsechain along with Brennan, our TA guru. And we had some good numbers there for this week and for the month ahead. And of course, we actually thought, there'll probably be a breather in the road. Let's say we have a 7 or 8 day run on Pulsechain. We could have at least have 1 or 2 little breather days in there. It looks like we got that breather day today. It's going to be interesting what tomorrow looks like. Could be very green, depending on what happens with the altcoin. So it's going to be pretty fun to see that. Now, we've got Pulse at the moment. This is day 690. We're almost at 700 days since Pulsechain launched on the 13th of May, 2023. 690 days later, that's where we are. So we've got quadruple 0205 on Pulse. It is up very slightly, 0.03%, so very slightly. And it's sitting at 21% of the mean sacrifice price. So what a huge opportunity on Pulsechain at the moment. Pulsex at the moment, quadruple 0184 is up 2.5% almost. And that's sitting at 18.4% of the mean sacrifice price. Wow, what an awesome opportunity. And of course, the buy and burn at 1.35 trillion. Now, if you're wondering what I mean by the sacrifice price, well, there was a big sacrifice done for Pulsechain and Pulsex. Pulsechain being the main chain, the first full system stake fork of Ethereum, and of course the DEX being Pulsex, a big DEX there, fork of I guess PancakeSwap. So that is kind of what we're looking at here at the moment. So that is pretty exciting. We got incentive token $1.12, down 4%, and that is the incentive reward. So Pulsex is a dual token system. That is the incentive for the farming in Pulsex. That is down 4%. They're sitting at $1.12. And we got the total supply of that at 55 million. And recently, the founder of Pulsechain and Pulsex, Richard Hart, his team lowered the inflation rate 20 times, 20x there, down to 5% of what it was. So there's not much incentive token inflation. And correspondingly, the liquidity pools dropped from about 240 million from memory down to about 40 million. Hex at the moment, half a penny on Pulsechain and 1/1600th of a penny on Ethereum. And the combined price of PHEX and EHEX, as we call it, is at 66/100th of a penny. What a bargain to get into Hex at the moment. Unbelievable. And you just got to have a bit of patience, in my view. So that is down about 0.9% at the moment on Pulsechain. Let's have a look at the gas results on Pulsechain. 2.5 million beats, so pretty good value at the moment. 2 cents. Good time to play Pulse Mafia. If you're playing Pulse Mafia right now, this is a perfect time to be playing Pulse Mafia with the beats down under 5 million, particularly at half of that, 500,000. So get out there and rank up. If you're in the Directorate family, you definitely get out there and rank up there for sure. Velos at the moment up 48,843. So we've added a couple hundred, probably about 300 validators over the last couple of days with this cheap pulse. People have been taking the opportunity to become Pulsechain validators, so that's really, really awesome. Probably got some pretty big ones there. Now the bridge, this is the heart, right? This is what we've been looking at. So this is definitely back up a bit. Obviously the bridge was down. We got down to what, about 82 million, I think it was. Was it down to 80? I don't know if it hit 80. I think it was 82, maybe 81, possibly. But we're up from yesterday. We're at 84.1 million. So it's a good sign that we're heading in the right direction. Now, we've been monitoring EDI here. This DAI from Ethereum bridged into Pulsechain. That's at $24.1 million. And that's pretty steady from yesterday, I think. Not much change there. USDC, I can't remember whether that was over 16 yesterday, but it's at 15.9. We got USD Tether there at 6.5 million. Now, we also saw Tether buying Bitcoin, right? They bought 8,888 Bitcoin yesterday. So that's pretty cool for Tether. And we got Ethereum there is up in price, and we're at Bitcoin up in price. So, we've got a bit of a lift from those as well. All right, so EHEX is also up a bit. So, it's pretty good. We'll get a bit of run on that. We'll get back over 100 million in no time at all. And then we'll probably get some more funds flooding over too. So let's have a look at the volumes at the moment on Pulsechain. We've got $31 million in volume in the last 24 hours, 389,000 transactions. And we've got some new tokens hitting the block here. So we've got Crazy Pulse 12 hours ago that made it from probably pump tires. That's up 9,100%, liquidity about 21K. We got Piggy Bank here, been around for over a year. That's up 470% last 24 hours. Not sure what's pumping that, but that got pumped big time. Yeah, look at that. What the heck happened there? So this is on the weekly chart too. This is a weekly chart that just got pumped big time. I'm not sure what's happening with this project, but that got a big volume. How much volume in there? $59,000 relative. So we had 59,000 volume relative to 23K liquidity, which is currently obviously impacted by the price that just got pumped. And man, that went up pretty high. So 0007 now at 002900 on the US price. So what happened there? I don't know. That's crazy. Let's have a look at the website and see what that's all about. So Pig Bank, oink, Pulsechain's porkiest meme coin. There we go. So that is some of the details there. It's got a very nice layout of its benefits as well. Not bad. Use case digital gold. Digital gold. That's Bitcoin. Scarce digital asset decentralized treasury governments there. So you can check that out on the old oink. And let's have a look here. We got DAI trying. That's up 234%. It's been around for 5 days. Teddy Bear. Now, we always thought Teddy Bear was a good buy even after the sell-off and the Tropa sell-off. But that is up 83% at the moment, last 24 hours, doing very well. Last 6 hours, up 36%. So that's performing very well. It's at 6,800. So let's have a quick look at Teddy Bear. One of the top memes on Pulsechain for sure. And the artwork's fantastic, right? Can't complain about the artwork on Teddy Bear. And that's bounced pretty hard. So 8 zeros, 2,400 to 8 zeros, 6,800. So mad gains in the old Teddy Bear. And let's have a look at where that is. That's up, quite a lot there. I keep forgetting that on small numbers with too many zeros that the ruler doesn't work. So that is kind of cool. Treasury bill up 68%. Dow token up 61%. That's been around for a month. PLS Miami's been around for over a year. That's up 56%. Love.io. Now, I still don't know what Love.io actually does because I know there was a big team. They had a kind of a colorful website, but I really don't know. Have they actually launched something recently? I don't know. It just doesn't. It doesn't tick my fancy. But it's up 49%. Wojak there up over the last. It's just launched over the last 20 hours. That's up 43%. Tropa is up 31%. USD Tether, USDC, both up 31 and 30% as well. So we're getting this, PDI maker theory. What was it? Compound, Aave, all these sort of things moving back up again here. PDI between hard is paying die hard, I should say, up 29%. Time dividend. Now let's talk about that quickly. KG, of course, is a big influencer in the Pulsechain community. And he's got the only native not only one, I think there's two now, isn't there? A native wallet to Pulsechain. And what a great job these guys have done over on Time Dividend. and that is up 21%. So I'm really happy to see that performing well, because that's deservedly performing well. And of course, this was a sacrifice project, so it's probably one of the better sacrifice projects that's been performing. And that's pretty cool to see it bouncing at the moment, up at 1/1500th of a penny. Not bad there as well. And they've got a new statistics site. Let's have a quick look at that, and check out how that is going. So they've got a new stats page, and look at these numbers. These numbers are great. So we're at 70,500 downloads, up 272. Isn't that great? That's a really good result there. iOS downloads 16,666, Android 25,509, and Chrome 27,282. Now, if you haven't got a Internet Money Wallet, I encourage you to download one and play around with it, and see what you think. But it's pretty useful on Pulsechain. And if you hold the time dividend in your wallet, you get a share of all the swap volumes, right? And they've got all the swap volumes down here at the moment. So $19.3 million in swap volume so far over the last 90 days from the looks of it. And you have 58,331 swaps using the wallet, over 3,800 addresses. Not bad, right? The dividend there, $160,000 is the actual dividend paid to those holding time. That's 31%. So it's a pretty good opportunity to make crypto, and you don't have to take too much risk to do that. So pretty awesome stuff there. Look at that, projected annual 4%, unclaimed dividends 90K. So really cool. This is the latest statistics. Really nice there from Internet Money. So if you want to check that out, definitely check that out on the home there. I might post that in the chat there in case you guys want to check it out. But that is awesome, and it's a beautiful looking wallet too. And they've just done a whole big of updates, I think, in the last 24 hours. So it's definitely worth checking that out. So a big shout out to KG and the team. Quality products on Pulsechain like Internet Money Wallet. And it is multi-chain, so it's over many other chains as well. All right, so that's kind of cool. What else there? We got Hexcavator says, welcome to the people's chain. Yeah, Pulsechain, that's for sure. Well said there, Hexcavator. All right, so let's jump back out of there. We've got lots of coins doing pretty well on Pulsechain on the bounce recovery. This non-stop. So BFF up 90%, Maker up 14%. We talked about Maker earlier, back over $10.28. That's pretty crazy. And we've got Missile up there. Missile's related to the Finvestor ecosystem. Finvestor itself is up 10% at the moment. And pretty cool there. We've got Cord has popped up there 2 months ago as well. It's up 11%. So those are everything over 10% at the moment. Not bad list there. So we've got a bit of memes. We've got a bit of printer tokens like Finvestor. We got obviously a lot of the fork copies of USDC, USD Tether, Maker, all those sort of things doing pretty well at the moment. So that's kind of where we are on that. But we're going to zoom in on some projects here. So let's do that, right? So this is big news. So I hope you guys enjoyed the alpha here, because this is pretty awesome. And this is Sun Mini Meal. And this is a big deal, I think, for Pulsechain. What rate is going to happen? Well, we're going to try and get some statistics on this. But Sun Mini Meal out of Europe is a superfood, right? Superfood. Also helps you to lose weight massively with low calories while giving you all the nutrients that you need. So it's really a superfood out of Europe, and it's expanding globally, right? So it's about to move globally. So it's been doing extremely well in Europe, and we've said this has just come out today. In fact, how many hours ago did this come out? 1:30. So it was 11 hours ago. So I was asleep, and then I woke up and I got this. So this is 11 hours ago. We are proud to announce that we have officially burned the admin keys of our tokens. Yay! That's Soil Token, right? So Soil Token. This marks the final step in the transition from Sun Rewards 1.0 to Sun Rewards 2.0. From now on, the token is deflationary, and no new supply can ever be minted, so no entity holds the privilege to do so anymore. The updated white paper with revised tokenomics will be published soon. Our next steps, and this is very, very important, our next steps in April, launch of Banksa, Pulsechain's first competitive on-ramp. This is big news for Pulsechain. And then the second thing is start of the buy and burn program to accelerate Soil's deflation. So we're going to talk about the Soil price in a moment. We're incredibly excited for the month ahead and deeply grateful to the entire community that has supported us since the beginning of this journey. It's been a long road and not always an easy one, but we made it. We're proud of each and every one of you. Thank you for being part of this. So that is pretty awesome from this team. So pretty awesome there. And we got lots of cool comments about that. So now the one thing I want to talk about this is that we're expecting probably mid-April is that we're going to have this onboarding here from Banksa, and that's going to be on the Pulsechain. It's going to be so easy. So all of Sun Mini Meal's customers, they buy these products, and 20% is going to go into purchasing soil tokens and then effectively burning it, as I understand it. So that's going to be huge, potentially huge for Sun Mini Mill. So I'll clarify those, but that's my understanding at the moment. And the soil token at the moment hasn't really reacted to it. But the keys got burned. The buy and burn is coming. I think that might be a bigger catalyst, but the biggest catalyst of them all, of course, is the launch of the on-ramp. And of course, that's their customers, right? Their direct sales is going to be going in on the soil. And so think about it. It's coming over to Pulsechain. It's going to buy Pulse. So it's a big buy over to Pulse. Could be multi-million dollars, multi-million dollars. It's scalable too because they're going global. And then, of course, that's fresh capital coming into Pulsechain. And then, of course, new users coming into Pulsechain. And then, of course, buying the soil token itself and then burning that off and making that, an increasing valuable coin. So it could be pretty awesome. And, of course, that will reflect the success of the program there. So not bad at all. So that is Sun Mini Mill. I'll post the link to that in the chat there if you guys want to follow that project. But that is a big one. I think this is kind of one of those quieter whale projects that people don't really find out about until it's too late, until it's already moved, kind of thing. So hopefully you guys have enjoyed that. Now, if you guys haven't joined our strategy club, the link's in the video description. If you want more great opportunities, links in the video description, so join up to that. Now, if you also want to join our Gem Hunter, which I really encourage you to do, become part of our community, join Gem Hunters as well. And we're going to have lots of alpha projects there. We've got a free list of alpha projects. So big shout out to MV. Helps to curate a lot of that stuff. So big shout out to him. And yeah, that's going to be exciting. That's going to be exciting. You get in there, folks. It's going to be awesome. We're going to try and make one of the most biggest viral groups on Pulsechain. And we will be doing multi-chain opportunities as well. So we'll be picking off some of those. So kind of cool. Very, very cool stuff there. All right, so that is from Mini Mill, and I'll post the chart there as well if you guys want to check that out. Always check the token, of course. I do my best to give you the right stuff, but always do your due diligence, all that good stuff. All right, so let's post that. That is the chart for Soil token, SOIL, and remember to check everything up before if you decide to participate in that, and do your due diligence, all that good stuff. All right, so let's jump over to the profile project. So we've been, profiling Emit Farm. This is the latest farm on Pulsechain. And of course, this follows up on a very successful Vox farm that was launched on Pulsechain. And Emmet there is doing amazing. I think the founder, Kairos, is very clever, great experience, and a very clever dev, and very good at doing incentives. And he's been rolling this out. So pretty exciting on that too. Now, we've got the Emmet farm. The current price is at 86 cents, so holding pretty well there. TVL has been climbing. We're up to 31,600, so it's continued to climb. Whereas the total supply of tokens of 100,333. It's not really changed from yesterday. And the total burn at 761 tokens. So that's doing very well at the moment. Now, with a lot of these token supplies, a lot of them are still sitting in the wallets of the team and LP wallets. So we can go to the contract here. We can see that in the team wallet here, still sitting most of the supply, 55%. We do have a lot of the rest of the supply sitting in other contracts and LP pools. And you can see the 20.69% in this contract. We've got 10% in this one. We've got 5% in this contract, etc. 1%. So this one here, I think it's the DAO. I think that's the DAO. Got 20% in there, right? So it's the DAO. So it's DAO contract there. And of course, we've got the rest of the tokens split into different other contracts and LPs. Quite a large supply, of course, is in there. So you can actually see, add all these up. We've got 70, 85%, 85, 90%. So we've got a lot of stuff in here at the moment. I think that fourth one is the LP pool. If we go to the contract there, we've got 5,400. So it's I think that matches up pretty well with this one here. So I think it might be that one there, yeah. So I don't know why it's showing slightly different number, but that is where the Emmet token is at the moment. And Emmet at the moment is doing pretty well, and we can see a bit of a bounce back. So got down to 60 cents and back up at 86 cents. So we've got a nice trading range at the moment. So if we sort of take the list limit here, I've still got my arrow on there, but if we've got this, we've got a kind of a trading range now. It seems to be trading range between 59 cents, let's say 60 cents, and $1.20. So there we go. We've got a 60-cent range, and they were right just over the middle at the moment. Now, some buying campaigns have been held in Telegram, things like that, but it's been ticking away pretty well. Let's have a look at the farms. We've got Emmet Pulse Farm, Emmet Inc. Farm, Emmet Pulsex Farm. These were launched on day one. Then we've also got a single-sided staking Emmet. So you buy Emmet and you put it into here and you earn EDI. So you earn stablecoin. You don't earn Emmet. You earn EDI and you can go buy more Emmet with the EDI, right? So very, very clever. Now, there's a 5% tax on this token. So if you're buying Buying, selling is a 5% tax on the volume, and then 4% of that goes to this staking pool, and 1% goes to burn the token up here. So you got a burn of 761. So 1% goes to burn that. So it's kind of cool. Good tokenomics. And then, of course, after that, we saw the Pulsex pools launch, DAI Pulse, Incentive Pulsex, Pulsex. And then after that, we saw Pump Most token launch. So Pump and Most, two highly popular tokens from Pump Tires. And, of course, Richard Hart founding these. So they're doing pretty well. 780% APR at the moment. So it's pretty juicy on the APR. The APRs are all looking pretty good, aren't they? Look at the DAI Pulse at the moment. 2,500% in there for that. So that's just sitting there. People will want to get some access to that. But all the yields are doing very well. Look at the Emmet Pulsex at 1,800%. So some really good yields holding up here that people want them. Now we got Impulse, of course. This was I think the second project that Kairos, the founder, launched, Impulse, and this has got 1,100% yield at the moment, so it's doing pretty well also. And this is the latest one. This launched overnight. Neon Emmet, and this came out of the DAO voting as well. So that's got 1,178% there. So that's just opened up there from the looks of it. So lots of opportunity there. Now let's quickly go to the DAO and have a look at what's actually on the votes at the moment. This has been operating very well indeed. We had 8 votes, remember, yesterday. So let's see what we got. We've got 9 proposals in there at the moment. I think some of these have actually been actioned already. So we've got Impulse, that's been actioned. Finvestor, that's coming up. That looks very popular. Finvestor, of course, is one of the top printing tokens. So if you get into our gem hunters, we have this. We've been recommending quite a few tokens within the Finvestor ecosystem. So they're a whole ton of what we call printer tokens. So you buy the token, it's and then you get a whole ton of airdrops into your wallet. And that's what we mean by printers there, and they're doing very well there. They're kind of tax tokens, basically, and they also have arbitrage and trading, I think, that sort of things. We got Proposal 5. We got V Pulse there, so it's a little bit exotic there for Vouch.run. We got Proposal 6 there, Hex Pulse. We got Proposal 7, OG Heart there, and we got Vox Finance there coming in as well. So Vox was the farm before Emmet came out. It's still operating, of course, Vox Finance, so that could be kind of cool collab there. And then number 9, we got Emmet Stablecoin LP pair. That's coming up as well, so that could be pretty interesting too. So we'll see how those votes go. All right, so also there's an NFT collection, right? And there's only 555 of these. These are trading on Pulse Markets, and we've got 245 there. So they've also got Rarity Index coming out soon too, which are pretty awesome. So that is looking pretty good for the Emmet farm. I'm going to post the Emmet farm there in the chat if you guys want to follow up on that. And of course, if you haven't gone to our gem hunters, definitely consider getting into that. But that is Emmet Farm right there. Bam. Now, I was going to just get you the link to join up if you want to join. So let's get into that. And let me just bring my link in here. And let's go. So join up today with this. Easy to join Telegram, right? Doesn't cost you anything. And there are airdrops, by the way. So if you get into the Telegram, just hit up Kairos, be engaged, maybe get some NFTs, things like that, and you can boost your airdrop points. So that's kind of the way. Every NFT you buy gives you 1 point, and you can add that to your community points inside the Telegram. So it's a really great opportunity there to get in some of these airdrops. And they're giving out airdrops, all the time. It's pretty random, but they're all the time, every day, pretty much. There's some airdrops going, and you may get Emmet tokens, you may get Pulse, you may get all sorts of different things. It really is crazy. So you can join up to that today, and that is the link. Let's get in there. So that's the link there. So you can join up with that link there. So just hit that one up, join up to Telegram, and very, very cool. So there's two ones there, and don't forget also join up to our Gem Hunters if you want to get some pretty awesome projects. Now, the Gem Hunters list is free. So once you jump in the Gem Hunters as well, that's free. So there we are, 2 Telegram groups that could offer some real value to you there. So check those out today. All right, let's jump over to the next topic, which is TitanX. So we're moving away from Pulsechain, and we're getting back onto Ethereum chain. TitanX here, we've been following this, of course. We have got some green candles following Ethereum up there. So we've got the TitanX up 12%. Nice to see that. We've got the DragonX ratio, the TitanX 7.2. We've got Shogun up 15%. We've got Hydra up 25%. And the ratio, more importantly, has gone up from 0.07 to 0.08, now 0.09. It's almost back at 0.1, which is where it started before it got a big sell-off down to 0.05. And, of course, all the buy and burns are turned off for TitanX, DragonX, Hyper, and Hydra. So it's going to be fun to see that. We know that TitanX is backed about 95% of it backed by the buy and burn. collateral. So it's pretty awesome to see that. So that's kind of ticking away at the moment. We got Volt up 11%, 12% today. It was not pretty flat yesterday, I think. Inferno up 16%. We got Morpheus up 22%. That's Brandon, another influencer in the Pulsechain and developer team. We got Scale up 16% there. Blaze up 14%. Element up 14%. Viper up 16%. So we've got lots of good moves there. Stacks up 19%. BFX, Bonfire up 19%. So pretty cool moves there. Funny enough, we've actually got Uranus up 9% as well. And that's pretty much it. Flare is the only one that's really down. Flare and its two sidekicks and looks at down 17%. Now, the big what projects we're expecting to launch coming up, maybe in a month's time, will probably be Bitcoin Genie. And of course, I still haven't gone through that, but I've got a bit of time because it's still probably a month away. And of course, Taurus there coming out as well from Cryptographics, another influencer in the house there. So there's quite a few big influencers doing project teams these days as well. Now, this moves us on, of course, into X1, which is a big, big alpha drop here because I think this thing's getting closer. I actually think once and for all, finally, this thing is actually getting close. Now, that's pretty exciting. So if you haven't joined our strategy club, the link's in the video description. I encourage you to join up to that. I just did a big market update for April. Definitely get into that one. The link's in the video description. Only $35 a month. Fantastic value. And we're constantly putting intel in there about projects and stuff in there. So if you combine that with getting into Discord, it includes the Discord membership. So you've got community membership as well. And of course, if you join up to our Telegram, that's kind of Telegram's the gem hunters are faster moving market. Plus, we also have a free alpha list on there. So you definitely want to check out the alpha list there. And once again, big shout out to MB in the house there for that as well. We got Jack Levin. So Jack Levin is Google employee number 21. So we got some famous Google employee here. And of course, he's building out X1 chain. This is going to be a fork of Solana, but it's going to have all the bells and whistles of new tech. So it's really the new improved Solana. It's going to be pretty interesting to see it launch. And this could be massive, massive chain, right? So we're getting pretty close there. I noticed that Trayvon has been covering it a lot lately. So that's been pretty interesting. And he's a big, giant influencer out there. So yeah, it's going to be pretty awesome. Now, Jack Levin's been upping his post. Now, he hasn't been posting much at all about X1. Obviously, he's the founder of Zen Token, and that's across 13 different chains. And you're going to have to, Zen is one of the ways to get tokens onto X1 because you can burn your Zen. And of course, we're going to have burn parties coming up soon. But he's been posting this out. So we've got here the immutable effects of the focus mind Zen. Obviously, Zen is a big use of base chain storage here. So it's obviously impacting all the 13 chains that it's on. And then he's got another post here, and that's only Ethereum. One another Zen Ethereum stat. So obviously, just talking about a lot of cool stuff here. Price is what you pay, value is what you get. And that is Zen. We are coming. Join us. So this is I think it's getting closer. 31st of March. X1 crosses 300 nodes. So at the moment, it's on the final test net, right, before the main net. And he's been encouraging people to get on as validators. People that are validating on the test net at the moment will get sort of a booster, I think it is, on the token allocation potentiality, or at least their staking of tokens over on X1. Now, X1's going to have lots of cool technology. We're going to get into a little bit of that, but it's going to have like IGN layer where you can stake other tokens from other chains, things like that, and earn XN coin. XN coin will be the main coin of X1. And so Zen will become, I guess, the default way of getting in there. Decentralized X1 on XVal. So obviously decentralized chain. So yeah, he's been ramping up these posts on X1. This is very exciting. And so this is definitely getting closer and closer. We expected it to launch maybe at the end of Q1. We're now in Q2. But I just have a feeling it's getting closer and closer. We shall see where it lands. But this is X1 website. So it's ticking away there. And you can see the white paper is in the house there as well. And also validators, so people can become validators. There are currently 303 validators online. There's going to be voting rewards earned from protocol-defined inflation rates during distributed globally. Delegation commission as well. Receive a share of earnings from stakes delegated to your validator. That's going to be really popular. That's why if you want to start a validator, you should think about it because people stake with you. Got a bit of a network. That's could be pretty profitable. Transaction rewards, earn income from transaction fees paid during each block. Awesome, eh? Earn income from transaction fees. Bootstrap incentives. X1 provides early adoption rewards for those validating during its launch phase, which is you get on there now. You can do that now. And you can launch a validator there that's got a button and all that sort of stuff. So if you guys want to check this out in detail, definitely do, because I think this is going to be huge. Solana, of course, a big chain. And this is going to be the next version of it. It's going to be new and improved with all the bells and whistles So definitely check it out. Now there is a white paper, and you can check that out. But I'll probably do a separate video covering X1 in detail. So you can keep a lookout for that, because this is a big deal. You're after the next big thing. This could very well be it, from Google employee number 21, Jack Levin. Right? They call him the vampire. So there we go. That is it. So that is from him. Pretty exciting. Now, Brennan says, I think the emit dev said it's fixed now, though. What are you talking about? Talking about something here? I miss. Brennan says, was there a bug with staking rewards? I don't think so. I'm not aware of that, Brennan. But if there was, he's probably fixed it. Let's see what else we got going on here. Brian says plant-based for the win. Yeah, that is soil token there from Sun Mini Meal. Man, it's like a superfood for sure. Getting the holy grail between low calories and all your nutrients. I mean, it's fantastic, isn't it? All right, so that's pretty cool. I hope you guys have enjoyed the coverage today. That's pretty much it. We've got an awesome crowd over in Rumble. If you're over in Rumble, smash that follow button. Just hit it right now. Go beep, and it will smash. And of course, share it around on Rumble community. Really looking to be one of the preeminent crypto shows over on Rumble. We also cover other topics, of course. We're a variety show as well. So it includes politics and sports and other things. So that's awesome. Definitely start commenting in the chat. Really appreciate that. Big shout out to my moderators over there doing a wonderful job. And of course, over on YouTube, big shout out to all of you guys. You guys have been with me a long time. And we're streaming to about 11,000 people at the moment, so potentially. And it's great to have you all in the house there. If you are watching after the show, don't forget to comment. If you have not subscribed, smash the subscribe button. We're streaming on, of course, all 3 YouTube channels. So Superman Crypto, Pulsechain X, and of course the Crypto Night Show. Smash the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the bell for future videos, and definitely share it around. And of course, get into our community. The Discord links are in the video description. Also, get into our latest Gem Hunter. There's lots of offerings on store, right? We're going to be adding a lot of value, hopefully, to people and connecting teams up with people. Very important there. That matching is huge, and I think there's a massive opportunity for that right now. And we're excited to help make that happen, which is pretty cool. So definitely get in there. Could be a lot of perks coming up too for that. So definitely jump in there today. All right. Hope you guys enjoyed the show. Take care, everybody, and I'll catch you on another one. I'll be streaming again later on in the day. Take care, and catch you in Discord or Telegram. Bye for now.